You can't build a business by being invisible.
I don't see anyone.
Get your questions answered by Deb and Jen.
Deb and Jen are at it again.
Hey there, good morning, everyone. Good afternoon, depending on where you are. Welcome to the Deb and Jen show. I am Coach Deb. Unfortunately, Coach Jen is sick. She thinks she may have strep throat, or hopefully it's something not so serious, but she's getting that taken care of. So you'll be with me today, and I'm really excited about our topic. This topic arose because in yesterday, the day before, I've had so many clients who seem to be struggling in promoting their business. And a phrase that came to me, which I think is so relevant, is you can't build a business by being invisible. What do I mean by that? Visibility is the name of the game when it comes to marketing. People have to be able to see you, know you, understand you, create trust with you. And they can't do that if you're hidden. You can't be a best kept secret and expect to build a business.
I kept it a secret.
So it all comes down to promoting your business. And how do you do that? Promoting simply means marketing. How do we promote our business so that people can find us, understand our expertise, the problems that we solve, and the outcomes that we create? Just a reminder, people buy the outcomes that we create for them, the results, the future self that they want, right? They want to move from where they are now. This is where they are now. They have a picture of where they want to be. And we create the solution, the program, the course, the coaching, the consulting, the offer that helps them walk over the bridge to get there, okay? But they don't buy the bridge. They don't even buy us.
What did I buy?
What they buy is the solution, is the outcome or result we create for them.
That is just exactly what I wanted.
After they're pretty sure we can create that for them, which we can demonstrate in a number of ways, they'll want to know a little bit more about us.
Tell me about you.
Will they like working with us? Have we had experience doing this before? Are we the right provider for them?
Are you sure I'm the right person for this job?
Will they get on with us on an ongoing basis? Who have we helped before to create similar results? All right, so let's get back to the promoting in general, because these are the mistakes that people make. The hugest mistake is they're not visible enough.
You're invisible.
They're more or less invisible. And there are a number of ways to get visible. You can, and what I mean by visible is to be top of mind. When someone who has your problem, the problem that you solve, is looking for a solution, you want to be top of mind.
Think of me, okay?
So you establish a presence online. You can do that through email. You can have email campaigns. You can do that by going live on social media or simply posting on social media. That is visibility that people will run across you when they're scrolling, or maybe you take out ads on social media and they'll find those. But there has to be some way for them to find you and understand what it is you can do for them, okay? So every business owner should have a minimum of 2, preferably 3, sometimes 4 marketing strategies that they employ consistently. Now, the number one marketing strategy, hands down, is speaking. Whether you're speaking one-on-one in front of someone or one before a group, one to many. Why is that? Because people get to feel us, sense us. All those other senses come into play when we're 3D, when we're one-on-one or one-to-many with them live, in person especially, because they get a much greater sense of who we are. They get a sense of our passion, our commitment, our humanity, whether we're someone they want to work with, right? So number one strategy, if you can pull it off or if you're inclined, is speaking. Now, you don't have to be a seasoned public speaker. You can do speaking one-on-one. And people will say, oh, I don't know. Some people call that chatterboxing, being out there chattering with people, right? Oh, I don't know if I like chatterboxing.
Chitter, chitter, baby.
I don't really like to talk to people. Okay. Why did you start a business again? Because if someone hires you as their client, certainly you're going to have to be talking to them. So is it that you don't like talking to people, or that you don't like talking to people about your business? Is there a certain fear or underlying factor about talking to people? Most of us don't have any reservation about recommending a great film we just saw on Netflix or at the theater, or a wonderful restaurant where the meal was divine and sent us into the stratosphere. We want to tell everybody we know. But for some reason, when it comes to promoting our own business and chatting about it to others, we diminish ourselves. We pull back. We have 100 reasons why, I just can't. Well, I'm going to tell you flat out that you got to be able to talk about your business. You meet someone in an elevator, you got to know what to say. You meet someone at a networking event, you have to know what to say. You need to be prepared and equipped with how to talk about your business in a way that's captivating, in a way that sets you apart as the preferred provider. You want to leave an impression where they leave going, wow, I so get what that person can do for me. I got to schedule another call with them. Okay. So let's get back to marketing strategies. Speaking, chatterboxing, they're both a form of speaking. That's number one. What else can you do as a marketing strategy? I said you should have a minimum of 2, preferably 3 to 4. Email campaigns are a form of marketing. Going on social media, posting is a form of marketing. Going live on social media periodically. And by the way, these don't have to be long, but going live periodically on social media, including YouTube, including TikTok, including Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram, and so on, is a great way for you to be visible and get in front of your target audience. What else? We said email campaigns, networking. How many of you are out there networking now, in person or virtual? I have clients who do nothing but virtual networking, and they make a point to go to 2 meetings a week. And you're thinking, wow, that's a lot. Maybe. And this brings in the next item, which is, do you know your marketing metrics? And what do I mean by that? For every person that you talk to, for every audience that you're in front of, what percentage of those actually convert? They either accept your call to action, which means they might buy your offer, program, service, or the call to action may be to book a call with you, to learn more, to really talk about their specific situation and how you can help them. Do you know how many people you need to talk to in order to get 1 new client? We got to know this. Okay, that is so important. How many emails do you send out? If email campaigns are one form of your marketing, how many emails do you need to send out in order to get 1 new client? Let's say you have a 5 email campaign. How many of those are read? How many people click on the link inside the email that takes them to somewhere else? And when they get to that landing page or website, how many click further or read? You got to know these things. Why, Deborah, do I have to know these things?
You've got to know this stuff like you know your own name.
Because you have to know what your task is each and every week and month. How many of these calls you need to make, how many of these emails you need to send in order to get 1 new client. If you don't know your metrics, you're winging it. You just have no idea. So I know people who've scheduled several webinars, but they don't know what their conversion rate is. Okay, they may only have had 5 or 6 people show up and they sell 1 or 0. Okay, well, that's telling us something. Webinars are another marketing strategy, hosting some kind of live event that you invite people to. Now you have to get people to the webinar, which is another part of marketing, right? You have to market to people by email or live on Facebook or posting on Facebook to invite people to your live event. So it might be a webinar or a masterclass. I often recommend sometimes people do something even a bit more casual, like a town hall or, hey, Friday, it's open questions. Just come and ask me anything you want to know about marketing. Doesn't matter what it is. Come on, we're going to be online live from 1 to 2. People like these casual things because there's no commitment, right? So you may do a derivative of some kind of live event instead of your typical webinar or masterclass, and maybe a town hall, a Q&A session, something where people can pop in casually and not feel encumbered by committing to anything upfront. Okay, that's another marketing strategy, doing a live event. What else can you do? You can form your own meetup group. You can become a resource in your local community. You can find other meetup groups or resources in your community and join them and be a part of their network. Sometimes the easiest way to gain visibility is to attend events where your audience is already gathered. Let's say you have a program that helps nurses with burnout. Well, where are you going to find nurses? You can't go to the hospital. They're already there, busy, on the verge of burnout. Well, they might go to a nurses association meeting. That might be virtual. It may be live. That might be a good event for you to go to. I have another client who serves tribal nations, specifically the schools, to help kids get a head start. She uses art as her modality to help kids move through the trauma and generational hurts and abuses of the past so they can rise up and be productive citizens. Well, there are all kinds of conferences, from art therapists to things related to tribal nations. And these people, these audiences are her perfect right client. So where might you be able to go where your perfect right clients are already gathered? So to recap, you want to go where your audience already is. Do a little bit of research on Google. Google is your friend. So often clients ask me, well, how do I do this, that, or the next thing? I said, have you heard of Google? Have you heard of Amazon? Find out where your ideal clients are. What's an ideal client, by the way? It's somebody who has the exact problem, challenge, issue, conundrum that you solve, that you're an expert at solving. That's your ideal client. Where are they gathered? Well, you think, well, I don't really know. Well, look into it. Maybe you serve architects. Maybe you serve meeting planners. You would be surprised at how many associations there are specifically catered to each of these little niches. And some of them are not little. They have thousands of members. Okay. How many clients can you handle at once? So you go to an event, maybe you have a booth at an event of your target audience, and you want to be sure that you represent yourself well so that you can talk to as many people as possible. They can get a good understanding of what it is you can do for them. They're captivated, they're inspired, they're excited about getting to work with you. Okay. I've just given you 5, 6 marketing strategies that you can employ. You need to have, as I mentioned, a minimum of 2, preferably 3 or 4. Now, here is the big key. The big key to any of this working,
Everyone quiet down,
is consistency. You can't just talk to 2 people one week and then talk to no one for the next 6 weeks. Okay. Remember what I said at the outset. You can't build a business by being invisible. That would be like trying to find your perfect right partner, and you go to a bar someplace, maybe where there's great music and food, once 1 week, but then you don't do anything again for 8 weeks, and you wonder why you're not dating. Okay. The same is true of building a business. You've got to have a plan. You've got to be consistent, and you've got to track the results that you're getting. Okay. That's really important. Number 1, 2 to 3 marketing strategies, maybe 4. 2, know your marketing metrics, how you're converting, what your percentages are. And now, if your percentages are not where you want them to be, here's tip number 3. If people aren't buying or calling you up or asking for your card, something is off in your messaging. Assuming they're your right client, okay, they're your target audience, they're your avatar, and they're not asking for more information, something's off. It could be off in you, by the way. They just may not like your personality. They may not like your style, and that's okay. We're not trying to please everyone. Remember the old adage, when we try to please everyone, we please no one, okay? So you, be yourself, be authentic, be real, and put yourself out there, because your perfect right clients will adore you. They will love your personality and your style. All right. The third thing we're talking about is your message to market match. Once you've identified that you're doing the right things consistently and you're still not converting, we have to look at, what are you saying? What are you writing? And is it a good match for your ideal clients? Is it a bunch of words that sound like everyone else? Or are you writing and speaking in a way that shows why you're different? It highlights your signature approach, your signature sauce, the results that you create for people. You want to be able to stand out in a crowded marketplace. So you want to look at your messaging, and messaging means the words that you're saying or writing. to your market, to your ideal clients. If there's not a match, if your client's here and all your messages are going off like this, they're not going to gain traction. They're not even hitting the mark. That would be like blindfolding yourself and shooting an arrow at the target, like in camp, right? It may end off way off in the woods, right? So this does take a little bit of work, and you might need to work with someone because sometimes it's too hard. We can't see the label from inside the jar, is how one of my colleagues put it. We're too close to the subject matter. It's hard to get perspective when it's our own thing. So work with somebody, work with a buddy, bounce things off somebody to see how it's landing, and be tough. Be a bit critical in terms of critique. And what I mean by that is you don't want to put people down, but you want to be honest. Like, you know what, Beverly, yeah, no, that didn't do anything for me. That just fell flat. Okay. We're here to help each other grow. So find a business buddy and see if you can tweak your messaging so that it's not only a better match, but that it is an unprecedented way of reaching your target clients. You are really standing out. Your language doesn't sound blah, blah, blah. By the way, the word empowered is more or less out. Everybody uses it, okay? Next level, also out. There's a colleague of mine in Los Angeles who comes up every year with a list of unhearable words. And what are these? These are words that are used so often that they just go in one ear and out the other.
Blah, 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 blah.
People don't even land anywhere in between. You don't want to use those words. Look for other words. The thesaurus is your best friend. You don't want to be using such highfalutin vocabulary that people can't understand what you're saying, but try to find a less used word that's visceral, that has emotional connection to it, because that's what people will rally around. When it comes to verbiage, words that you say or words that you write, remember, people buy from emotion and follow up with logic. Many people write from the standpoint of logic. They forget the emotion piece. So think of how would you want to be excited about something if you were an ideal client looking for your solution? What would you need to say? Maybe it's an imagine statement. Imagine 6 months from now, if you could, and then create a beautiful scenario. It's emotionally based. So they're drawn to it and they go, yes, that's what I want. Okay. So people buy from emotion and follow up with logic. Most people, not everyone. So here's another tip. You, the presenter of these words, if you're live, if you're speaking them, have to also be excited and passionate.
I'm so excited.
You can't deliver words in a ho-hum manner and expect other people to get excited. It's not going to happen. People will never be more excited than you are. They will never be more passionate about your program than you are.
Wow. Just wow.
So you always want to get in state anytime you're getting ready to speak to someone, whether it's on Zoom, on the phone, live at a networking event, get in state. Get excited about what you do, not in an inauthentic, over-the-top way, but in a genuine, I'm so excited about the program that I've created. I've seen the most amazing results in women and men, whatever, couples, and business builders, whatever your target market is, and be genuinely excited so that your listening audience is as excited as you are. Okay, that's another little side tip on the message to market match. Sometimes it's us that's off. Sometimes we're sick, not feeling well. Understandable. And maybe that's not the best day to have your calls. So make sure before a live webinar, before a Facebook Live, before any time you're in front of people, that you get into state, that you feel the power and the passion for what you do, so that emanates from you when people are listening. Okay, hopefully that makes sense to you. I'm going to check the chat, make sure there's not any questions. I know we've had a couple of questions come in, and one of them was related to, okay, I've given webinars, people who sign up don't show up. Well, this is very common, actually. It happens a lot.
Where is everyone?
If you're offering a free webinar, people have no skin in the game. So they sign up because it's free. And then something else comes up and they're like, I'll catch that another time. Right? Are there things you can do to improve the show up rate? Absolutely. You can send out reminder emails, texts. There are apps out there where you can do automatic text reminders. And every single time you send out a reminder or you send out an email, even if it's the initial email, you must give them a reason why they should attend. In other words, what's in it for them? They're not just going to attend because they like you. I have a colleague whose marketing is very personality driven. And what I mean by that is they believe that people will come just because they are who they are.
I'm the life of the party.
Some might, but if they're people who don't know you, they need to have a reason why to attend. By the end of our call tomorrow, you'll be able to list 3 things. Or the insights you will have are, you'll be able to now blah, blah, blah. Okay. You got to give them a reason to attend. Why? They're giving you their time. They're exchanging their time for something. Define what that something is. Make it so exciting, palatable, that they can't resist it. It's a no-brainer to show up because they want that outcome. They want to apply that solution that you're sharing, that tip, those 3 strategies, because they know something's not working in their business, in their life. Could be their health, could be relationships. There's a number of areas where people often are having challenges and they're looking for solutions, right? So let's say, for example, you're a health and fitness coach and you're doing a webinar on sugar, like getting off of sugar. Well, how could you incentivize your audience to come? Learn 3 easy ways to replace sugar in your life without losing your sweet tooth, or while still satisfying your sweet tooth. Let's put it that way. Well, who wouldn't want to know that? Right? So you come to the webinar, you'll find out what those are. And then maybe at the end of that, that's a prelude to you offering a longer 6-week course on not just getting off sugar, but lowering carb intake altogether. I don't know. I'm kind of making it up. When I say making it up, I'm kind of making up that might be a program that somebody would offer. All right. Let's recap a bit. Mistakes business owners make when promoting their business. Number 1, they don't have enough marketing strategies or they're not doing them consistently. The key here is consistency. It would be better to post on social media once a week, every week, than post 3 times a week and then nothing for 3 weeks, because people will forget you again. So what's the regularity to which you can commit with each of your marketing strategies? Okay. Number 1, 2 to 3, up to 4 marketing strategies. But Deborah, why don't I do 8? Because you're going to lose track. You're not going to be able to implement them all either consistently or well. After 3 months, if one of those 2 to 3 strategies is not working, try another one. Okay. Second, know your marketing metrics. What percentage are you converting? Either they're coming to an additional event, or they have signed up for your program, or they have signed up to have a further conversation with you. You need to know your metrics. So you need to know how many of these you need to have in order to get 1 new client. Third, if you're not converting, it's time to go back to the drawing board and look at your message to market match. How are you speaking about your business? There's 2 aspects to this we already discussed. 1, you want to make sure you're excited and authentic, genuine, passionate about what it is that you do whenever you're talking to someone live. Hopefully that'll come across an email, even if you're writing an email or a social media post. So you, the provider, me, the provider, we have to get in state. Okay. We can't be ho-hum and expect people to get more excited than we are. So it's message to market match. We're the messenger. Okay. So then the message itself, is it really appealing to your target audience? Does it set you apart from everyone else who's doing something similar? Are you speaking or writing in such a way that captivates their attention and says, wow, this is really the person for me. They sound like they really know what's going on. Or is it just a bunch of marketing copy that you basically got from ChatGPT or stole from someone else and rewrote it? that doesn't sound like you at all. You really, really have to know. And this will go back to the session that we had on January 4th. If you missed it, you can catch it on our YouTube channel. Just go to YouTube, the Deb and Jen show on YouTube. Just put that in the search box. Search for January 4th. That's all about how to put your message together. And that is, what are the problems that you solve? What are the problems, challenges, issues, concerns that you solve with your coaching, consulting, offers, programs, etc.? I can't tell you how many people I talk to at networking events who can't tell me the top 3 problems they solve.
I have no idea.
No, I have no idea. No, I have no idea. No, I have no idea.
If you don't know what problems you solve, how can you talk about what you do?
I have no idea.
Because people come with problems. They come with concerns. They come with issues. That's where they are now, this side of the goalpost. And they have a sense of where they want to be, what they'd rather have or be instead. Really nervous about public speaking. I wish I wasn't. Ooh, I wish I could just step out on stage really powerfully and confidently and mesmerize my audience. Okay, we've got a gap now. Here are the problems I'm having: fear of speaking, not knowing what to say, how to get started. So your program becomes a solution that's the bridge they walk over to get to the promised land. Okay. If you don't know what the problems are, though, how can you create an offer, coaching, consulting, or anything that addresses them to create the outcome that they want? One of the biggest reasons we identify the problems is so that our prospective audience can self-identify. What does that mean?
Hey, now I can identify with that.
It means that when they read your copy or hear you speak, they immediately go, oh my gosh, that's so me. That's so me. Are you in my head? They must be in my head. They're exactly talking about what I was just saying.
I mean, we're like twins.
You want that synchronicity, that resonance where they think, oh my gosh, this is the exact person. They so get my issue, my problem. Okay. Getting into our client's language, getting into our client's head, knowing the exact problems, concerns, issues, challenges that they're having. So critical for our message to market match. Okay, that's our third one. Obviously, there's a lot more we could say about all of these things, and I invite you to go ahead and submit your questions. I'm going to just check the chat once more before we sign up. Let's see. Yeah, okay. So Michelle is saying, yes, she gets tongue-tied sometimes, off point, face-to-face. We all do. We all do. So I highly recommend that you practice. Like, put your own Zoom on, just yourself, and practice some of these things.
Run the 1 and the 2.
The more you do it, the easier it becomes. If you ever played an instrument growing up as a kid, you know you had to practice your scales. You had to practice your pieces so you get more fluid with them. Same thing with marketing. Same thing with talking about our business. Here's a little tip, though, for you, Michelle, specifically. Sometimes we lose our words because we're too invested in what they think of us.
Jeez, forgot what I was going to say.
As soon as we take the stage one-on-one or in front of a live audience, we have to let that go. Because the percentage of us that's invested in what they think of us is a percentage of us that's not available to them. So just let that go. Lean in and listen. Learn to be empathetic. Wow, you've had this fear of public speaking for 6 years? That's a long time to derail your dream. How's that been? Or tell me more about that. Like, be concerned, be genuine, and lean in. And the words will come after that, whatever it is that you're providing. And, wow, I had a client just like this suffering from this same thing last year. And here's what we did together. Then maybe share a client testimonial. Okay. So sometimes we lose our place because we've either gone on to the next thing we want to say, we've stopped truly listening, or we're distracted by by our concern for what they think about us. Okay. Hopefully that helps, Michelle, with what you put in the chat. All right. Okay, let's see. I think that's it for today. all the questions. Just a reminder, you can send any questions that you have, and we'll take them up on a future show to questions@debandjenshow.com. So questions@debandjenshow.com. You can also sign up to be on our email list there, and we'll notify you when the next event is coming up live and what we're going to be talking about. And also you can catch our past sessions on our YouTube channel, which again, you just go to YouTube and put Deb and Jen Show in the search box and you'll come right up there. We have not only our full sessions, but we have our smaller shorts that we put on TikTok. If you only have a couple of minutes, you can catch some of those. All right, that's all for today. I hope this has been helpful on how you can overcome some of the basic mistakes that people make when promoting their business. And if you employ these, I guarantee you, your results are going to go up. Thank you so much. And we'll see you next week, everybody. Okay, take care. Bye-bye.